More than 30% of food in Sub-Saharan Africa gets wasted during post-harvest management due to inadequate skills and technology in preservation and storage. CNBC Africa now takes a look at the steps that the Kenyan government is taking towards establishment of strategic grain reserves as a long-lasting solution to this. Take a look. Food security is deeply entrenched in Kenya's economic development blueprint, the Vision 2030. The country hopes to achieve this through increasing the value of agriculture. However, like many countries in Sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya continues to face challenges in post-harvest management of food, leading to massive losses.
40% of food is wasted in the Sub-Saharan Africa and among smallholder farmers in particular. And some of really the causes is lack of access to market, lack of access to technologies for reducing post-harvest loss. Then we have lack of an awareness even of existence of these technologies. So those are part of the causes of food loss in the food value chain.
Kenya established a national strategic grain reserve in 2002. According to the Ministry of Agriculture, the facility was set up to provide emergency food at reasonable prices during droughts. In addition, the country has focused on storing grains such as maize and beans through the National Cereals and Produce Board. The board's mandate is to buy such grains from farmers in a bid to cushion them from price volatility while boosting food reserves in the country.
We are holding 2.5 million bags of 90 kilograms in our reserves, which we consider to be a reasonably good level, because we are going into the harvesting season from October onwards. So the 2.5 is adequate. We think we are properly cushioned. When you talk about the budgetary allocation of 1.6, of course the farmers are talking of wanting, is it 6 or 7 billion? Well, we do think ourselves that fine, 1.6 may not be adequate because it can only enable purchase of about maybe 400 to 500,000 bags, considering that there is also costs of maintaining them.
At formation, the National Strategic Grain Reserve provided for at least 3 million bags of maize and a cash equivalent. However, the country has since included storage of rice, dried fish, powdered milk, and canned beef.
It is worth noting that in spite of the commodity stock diversity for the strategic food reserve having been expanded, the fund has not been able to procure the entire mandated commodities, but is progressively making steps towards this by procuring 550 metric tons of powdered milk from our new Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited. The financial constraint to the SFR fund is restricting the procurement of the other reserve commodities, but will be procured progressively once funds are available.
As Kenya continues to invest towards strategic grain reserves, institutions such as the International Food Policy Research Institute and the Rockefeller Foundation suggest that the government should keenly focus on modern technologies and create awareness of such among farmers.
We also have another set of technologies that are not necessarily affordable at the farm level, and will require maybe farmers to source them as a group, for example, threshing machines or drying technologies to make sure that we reach the 13% moisture content, for example, for maize. So there are farm level technologies. There are others which are household level technologies, and there are others at the aggregation centers that can be bought by farmers as a group.
Kenya has been a model for market-oriented approaches, right? But what we are talking about here will need initially government support. This is a new technology, farmers don't know, and this is a technology that's not very cheap. It will become cheap in the long run, but for now, for farmers to adopt, there has to be some kind of support at the beginning. And once that becomes profitable, farmers will themselves adopt this technology. That will reduce losses, increase their income, improve the food safety. Improvement in food safety means many things, right? Kids will not get sick. They'll be more productive in school. And they'd also be more productive working in the field. So that's why we need food safety issues at the front and center of all these policy initiatives.